Good afternoon, everyone. This is Victor from NewStars Migration. Welcome to the weekly live section, live talk. It's been quite a few weeks. I haven't updated any information to you guys. But then this week, we want to talk about state nomination allocation confirmation numbers. So the department published the numbers for the nomination confirmed by state and territory till 28 February 2023, so a few days ago. And then now we can see how is the progress of the state nomination programs for each state. Of course, we cared about ACT first. ACT till the 28 February, there are 704 190 places has been issued to the applicants, and that use about 35% of overall allocation. So at this moment, there are still over 1,300 places for 190 available in ACT. That's still, and we're talking about March, April, May, and June, 4 months to go. We have 4 months, and we have more than 1,300 places. So there's still a lot of opportunities down here. So that actually brings to a lot of questions our clients keep on asking. Will the point drop? The point will definitely drop, and we're expecting the points will continue to drop. And by the end of this financial year, most of occupation invitation points, we will see a significant drop comparing to what we're seeing now, 5 to 10 points. It's sending is they still use all those something we can available. That's for 190. For 491, there's over 1,010 places, 1,100 places has been % of the allocation. And remaining are over 900 places. So again, even for 491, we still have roughly about 45% allocation available. But then the differences between 190 and 491 in ACT is currently we see quite a few of 491 invitation has been given to offshore applicants, but not much of 190 invitation has been given to offshore applicants because of the requirement for offshore 190 is quite high. You need to obtain a job offer. So that means most of the 190s available now will be available for onshore applicants, for those people who are watching the video. And then for 491, that's a potential, the 491 allocation will be shared between the onshore applicants and offshore applicants. And if you pay attention to the very recent ACT invitation round, we see something quite interesting. The differences between 491 and 190, it's the points. It's narrower. Even takes, for example, accountant, accountant currently, the 491 invitation is 110. But then for 190, it's 115. So 5-point differences. Not much, not significant differences. Civil engineers, 85 for 491, 90 points for 190. For a lot of IT occupation as well, you see 80 points for 491 and 85 for 190. So this is what we're gonna pay very close attention to, the point gap between 491 and 190. If let's say there's only 5 point differences between 491 and 190, I think most people would try their best to get their extra 5 points, or rather to wait for 190 invitation instead of taking 491. And then in the meantime, as I mentioned, ACT can issue more 491 places to offshore. So there will be 491 for more of the offshore, and onshore applicants, we're encouraging you try to take 190 if you still got valid visas and you don't have to make a rush choice at this moment. I think 190 is a better option for onshore applicants, as there are a lot of places available, and the point differences, it's not significant. So that's what we advise for people in the following 4 months if you are preparing for ACT nomination. The points will drop, and particularly 190 points will drop. So, this is a very good chance for you for your ACT nomination. That's first thing. Second things, as I mentioned before, in the previous videos, probably a month ago, ACT government is working on in some sort of updating the current ACT guidelines, mainly regarding to the eligibility criteria, and possibly will be lowering down some of the eligibility, make it easier for people to apply. Then we have to see when would they be published, the updated ACT nomination guidelines. So that's about ACT. Still very positive. I think more and more people will get 190 invitation, and very positive year. For NSW, for New South Wales, there's also big news last week. NSW government again changed the criteria about their 491 invitation. So now there was not much of a requirements for NSW 491, and the only requirement is 3 months residency in NSW area. As we know, Queen Binh is part of NSW. So if you've been living in Queen Binh or those similar places which belong to NSW areas, you can apply, as long as your occupation is on this, you can apply to NSW for their 491 invitation and nomination, actually. And we have seen quite a few cases from my clients. If you apply to the NSW, you get nomination within a few days. But the one thing we noticed also is since they announced the policy, there are a lot of people applying to NSW 491. It's straightforward. And after that, after a bit of application, NSW government already removed most of IT occupation from the list. So as IT occupation at this moment cannot apply for NSW 491 under stream 2. But then for the other occupations, there's still a lot of opportunity. This year, as we mentioned many times, it's the topic this year is about states fighting for applicants. So as we're talking, NSW have given 491 and ACT have been making more efforts to attract people to take their 491. So this is what we see for NSW government. For other states, the data also shows most of government is on the right track to giving more allocation to invitation to potential applicants. There are two other states we want to pay also special attention to. One is Queensland. Queensland still have again, roughly about 80%, 60% of 190 places available. So they still have over 1,800 places. And in the meantime, they still have over 102,000 491 places. So that's something we heard from Queensland government that in very soon, probably in the following weeks, they will also lowering down the requirement in order to catch up the progress of issuing more invitations. So because currently we all understand Queensland still holds quite a strict requirement, particularly for interstates and offshore applicants, and they realize they will cause some problems, so they have to lower down the requirement, and we expect that to be happen in very soon. So that's one state. Another state is Western Australia. Western Australia this year, the policy is good in general. 491 has been stopping issuing to the further application because the government say they have enough applications in line to be assessed in order to fill the allocation for 491. So we're expecting that 1,000 to 2,000 at least applications in the queue to be assessed by WA government for 491 purpose. So that's something probably if you're looking to move to WA now in order to earn a 491 nomination, you probably will be expecting to see that happening early next financial year, probably not this financial year. But for 491 purpose, WA still have over 3,500 places, a lot of places available. They only use less than 33%, and we're talking about another 4 months before the end of this financial year. So they have a lot of places available. And what we're going to see is they're going to continue massive invitation to the applicants. But then we all know that the difficulty now in order to get WA nomination is about getting a job offer. It's not about points anymore. The points were getting lower and lower, and definitely the points were coming down within the scope of your reach. But then it's about the job, the employability. If you can secure a job, relevant job in your occupation in WA, you pretty much, I think you're expecting nomination easily because the points would definitely come to your ranch, and then they still have 3,500 places available. That is a lot. Okay, so there's about a bit of discussion and summaries about each state government's nomination and what we're expecting going to happen in the following 4 months. Another big news last week is about 485 visa. Government apparently extended visa for most of the people. It applies to different groups. The detailed requirement have been published on government's website. If you want to compare your eligibility, you check online. And if you have further question about 491 extension, you can leave us a message. But generally speaking, that's the policy trend now is giving the onshore students or the onshore TR holders longer time to stay in Australia. Most people enjoy 2 years, 3 years extension of the visa. So a lot of people do not have to worry about their visa anymore. It's more about your pathways and your choices of choosing the right state for the nomination purpose. Another question being asked by my clients is about what would we look like for the 189 in the following 4 months, and a lot of people still waiting for a massive 189 invitation. As we mentioned previously, we not really see that happen. We're not really expecting a big invitation of 189 happen, and probably there won't be another 189 invitation happen in this financial year due to the previous invitations, massive invitations. We believe the department has pretty much used all they have for the 189 for this financial year. So the focus in the following 4 months, we suggest, will be state nomination again. And most people stick to their own states, but then for ACT residents, there are chance for you to go for ACT nomination and NSW 491 if you meet the eligibility. Okay, so yeah, that's a bit of a wrap up of the what we have and what information we have for the past 2 weeks, and hopefully we have something more to offer in the following 2 to 3 weeks regarding to ACT updates and updates of ACT guidelines. Okay, thank you very much for watching the video today, and we'll see you next time.